The most specific introduction I've ever gotten. So I'm in the Whistling Shrimp Cornell's only improv comedy group, so that's all I have to say about that, show November 3rd. So I started thinking a lot recently, I have to ask if people can hear me, because everyone else did. So I started thinking a lot recently about what I want to do with my life. I'm majoring in English, or as my friends in the School of Engineering like to call it, barista. So I don't have like a one-track job market like a lot of people here do. And it never really bothered me because I'm doing what I love, but it started to get to me recently. I realized over the summer, I was in the car with my cousin Aza, who's 7 years old. Her name is Aza, A-I-Z-Z-A, which is a weird name. I don't have any problem with like giving your kids a weird name. I just think you need to like know what you're getting them into. Like if you give them a weird name, you're basically telling them that like they're not allowed to define their own personality. It's like if you name your kid Tree, like they're gonna be like a hippie tree hugger. If you name your kid Chaz, like he's gonna be an asshole. But my cousin, so Aza is my cousin's daughter, and when my cousin got pregnant, she decided all of a sudden to become very Jewish, but not in any kind of behavior, just like she was gonna choose her daughter's name out of the Hebrew book. So that's where she got Aza, and she actually chose it because she thought it meant like God's gift. But then a year or two later, after Aza was born, she was talking to a rabbi and found out that it actually means witch, but not like wicked witch like which way should I go? So Aza's just destined to have like identity issues, I guess. So anyway, so I'm sitting in the car with Aza, and she just turns to me and she's like, so what do you want to do? And I'm so conditioned, I start to answer, and I'm like, well, I'm thinking about going into publishing, maybe editing, I want to do something with writing. And she gave me the weirdest look, and I realized it was because she meant, like, what do you want to do right now? Like, do you want to play with my dolls or not? So I thought that was a bad sign, so I started thinking more about what I want to do. And I thought the weirdest job that I could probably have would be to, like, work in a theme park or something, like Disney World. It's like, I just feel like it's this weird limbo between, like, reality and, like, schizophrenia. It's like, it's okay when you're a little kid, but then, like, past the age of 25, it's like a little serial killer-y. There's just all these, like, 45-year-old men, like, dressed up in goofy suits who, like, are probably heroin addicts and, like, shake your kid's hand. I don't know if anyone else noticed, but when I was at Disney World, I noticed that everyone walks around, like, gnawing on a turkey leg. It just freaks me out. So the thing that I think is weirdest about Disney World is when I was there with my cousin Henry, who has a normal name, he makes up for it with his weird ass personality. So we were in Disney World, and we went on one of those like boat cruises around the harbor, and it was jungle themed because being in Disney World isn't enough of a theme. And so you'd like go around, and then like these fake animals would pop up out of the water. So like a giraffe would pop out that was like made of plastic and had a little speaker in its neck that would be like, I'm a giraffe, because we wouldn't know that it was a giraffe otherwise. And they had a tour guide for the boat to like tell you about each animal. So like we would, and he had like a little joke for each one. So you get to like a lion pops out and he's like, I'm not lying when I tell you that's a lion. Which was like very helpful. And then we get to this one part and like a tiger pops out and he goes, oh, well there's something you don't see every day. But I do. Every single day. So the goal is not to do that. I thought it was particularly depressing because I think the guy had like a master's degree in psychology, and I just feel like that would be like the last thing you'd ever want to do after you get that degree. But anyway, so I started like listing out my marketable skills. The only tangible thing I could think of is that I can hear a song once or twice and like know all the words. But not just the words, like I know all the like little musical riffs and nuances that the artist does, which is a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because it's one way I'm superior to others. But it's a curse because it makes it really hard to just like sing along to a song with your friends, because you get fixated on all the little details and no one else cares. And so you'd be like walking down the street with your friends singing. I guess, I don't know if anyone else does that. My friends do that. And we're singing a song, and like, my friend will skip a pause or something. I'll just be like, hey, like, we're doing this together. Like, either you obey the rules or I'm out. But I don't want to do that because I figure I'll come off as a bitch. But then one time my friends and I were singing Backstreet Boys, so it was particularly sensitive for me. And we were singing I Want It That Way, and you know the part where it goes like, you are, you are, you are, you are. This skill has no usefulness for me because my voice is terrible. And then it goes like, dun, 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 don't want to hear it. But my friend just completely skipped over the last you are and goes right to the don't want to hear it. And I was completely thrown off. And I was like, what are you doing? And she had no idea why I was freaking out. She's like, what's going on? And I was just like, you skipped over the best part of the song. And I thought that she was going to call me out for being a bitch. But instead, she just focused on, like, the fact that I knew all these weird musical nuances. Which I didn't expect. And I just feel like that's unfair. Because I just feel like you shouldn't question genius. It just is, you know? So, that's my set, guys.